Okay. Ooh. Well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls and children of all ages, welcome to a sold out Mercedes-Benz Superdome here in Atlanta, Georgia. We are here for the GGW RAGNAROK Night Two pre-show panel. We are 1 hour before the official show begin. For those who may not know, I am your host of Golden Gate Wrestling. My name is Jamal Russell Jr., otherwise known as VP. But ladies and gentlemen, what a night we have in store for you tonight. Because you cannot forget our main event of the evening, our double main event, our action pack double decker. We have Jason White and Evan McCarthy for the World Heavyweight title, along with Kobe Dasso versus Justin Carter for the vacant GGW International Championship. Also, can't forget the rest of the card when we see Trey Adonis challenge the Pure Heavyweight Champion Jaden Blake for the Pure title in a Pure Rounds Rules match, along with Mason Angel, who made a surprise GGW return last week when he was revealed to be the man behind Skull Mask and the 2 months worth of attack on the unbreakable Cody Allen. And then to open up the show tonight, we see the ace, we see the genius, Devin Abbott taking on the man of woe, taking on the defender, also known as the Judas, taking on the man known as Tony Emil. And then you can't miss it. Two aces, two superstars of two different lifetimes, as the pro creative ace, the infamous, the king, Leo Jackson, taking on the elevated ace, the man who put elevated pro wrestling on the map, Jay Samus, once in a lifetime matchup, along with tonight we have pre-show matches to be announced. But ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, before we get into the rest of the card, I am not alone, because ladies and gentlemen, it is with my honor to introduce to you here in Atlanta, Georgia, please welcome the one TSK. SK. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome TSK. TSK, welcome to the pre-show panel here on Ragnarok. How does it feel to be here in a sold-out Mercedes-Benz Superdome?
Where are we again? What? One more time?
The sold-out Mercedes-Benz Superdome.
And of course, what wonderful city?
Atlanta, Georgia.
You know, Atlanta, we've crossed paths a couple times now over the past few weeks. So, Hot Atlanta, how are we doing tonight for Ragnarok?
GG dub, GG dub, GG dub, GG dub.
You know, I'd love to talk about what's coming, because I get a little preview of what I get to do to Chris Winters this Wednesday. I get to whoop Chris Winters' ass all over Austin, Texas. But here I have to take a price, a toll. For some reason, respectfully, Jamal, right?
Mm-hmm.
I have to fight not just Chris Winters, but Chris Winters and his goons. Every time me and Chris Winters have fought, he's had some sort of dignity. But I guess along the way, that dignity for Chris Winters is lost. And maybe for him, this is more about trying to end this. But for me, this is more of a new beginning. Every time I've fought Chris Winters, I've either destroyed him, beat him in 30 seconds, or beat the living hell out of him with weapons he brought in. All I've ever needed is my two fists. But it seems like Chris Winters is more of a coward than I realized. You know, he went into his little limo with his little young boy. What's his name? G-Reg or something? And you know, Chris, if you don't need G-Reg to hold, you know, the set of balls that you might have left, when's the next PLE, Jamal?
Well, ladies and gentlemen, as we know, the next GGW pay-per-view will see us heading to the beautiful state of Missouri in Kansas City for Killsword on March 23rd.
Well, Chris, I know what you're gonna say, so I'll just get ahead of the game. I know you're not very good on this thing anymore. So, Jamal, if I may. Chris Winters, I'll do you the favor. I won't just ask for a match, because I know how far that's going to get with you. But I will give you the challenge. If you want me gone from GGW for good, then let's do it. I will face everyone in the franchise, and then at kill shot I will load the gun and pop you in the head again. Because it's a tradition. Chris Winters What did they accuse me of? It was not... It was back in PCW... Oh. I got it. Old brain had to get jogging. I will bury your bitch ass again, like I should have with your grandmother back in 2022. I will see your ass at Killshot.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, coming over the earpiece, I am being told last week we heard TSK issue a very similar challenge, and Chris Reynolds issued a demand. TSK, you might be pleased to hear this, but I am being told it has been authorized and legalized by the lawyers of GGW along with Gregory Cohen, the advocate of Chris Reynolds, that next week on GGW Voltage, if you are able to win your debut match here, or your tournament match here in GGW, you will go one-on-one with Chris Reynolds to the agreed upon contest. And I'm being told, ladies and gentlemen, TSK, that your tournament match will be a Tornado 2-on-1 handicap match against Trent Calloway and Walton Hostetler. Good luck.
Oh, I'm gonna need it. Have a good night.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, you just heard, made official, TSK returns to GGW competition when he takes on Walton Hostetler and Trent Calloway in a 2-on-1 Tornado handicap match. If he wins, he gets Chris Reynolds at Killshot. But ladies and gentlemen, let me take a moment to talk about tonight's card. As I mentioned, very fascinating match in our main event has Jason White and Evan McCarthy goes one-on-one. A Dream River takes on the Nightmare. Little brother Jason, the man who lost to Evan McCarthy last year for the GGW National Champion, takes on his big brother, the man who called himself the Nightmare of Reality. Evan McCarthy, this time with much higher stakes. I'm also being told, ladies and gentlemen, that Joshua Blaze has made it official. If Jason White loses tonight, he retires from GGW.
What?
But ladies and gentlemen, also, mentor, student, 2 years in the making, Kobe Lasso, Justin Carter. This match, last time we saw it was over 2 years ago on the road to GGW Supremacy Goes Hollywood at Destiny in Toronto, Canada, when Kobe Lasso lost his right to main event supremacy to Justin Carter in a 60-minute plus overtime Iron Man match. And Kobe Dasso's had 2 years to let all that anger, all that aggression, all still up on the inside. And now it boils over tonight as Justin Carter faces a demon of his past with Kobe Dasso hot on his tail for the vacant international championship. Cody Allen, the Unbreakable, has been really being put to the test of that title when Mason Angel, under the mask of Skull Mask, has attacked him for over 2 months, cost him the Fortune Tournament, cost him multiple title opportunities, and now made his name apparent last week. Will the Unbreakable crack tonight? Or will Mason Angel be put down once again, and this time in his return to GGW? Trey Adonis, the leader of the Loyalty Embassy, the man behind the onslaught, and, Moto, a former GGW commentator, Dante Callahan, otherwise known as EVP Blaze. Trey Adonis now face one of the most violent men in the sport of professional wrestling as he takes on the Pale Heavyweight Champion, the original Jaden Blake. No mimics, no mockery, just the OG. And you cannot forget once in a lifetime matchup. Leo Jackson, Jay Seamus. No bread, no veggies, just pure 100% meat. Go at it. Leo Jackson, Jay Seamus, the Gun for Hire versus the Rockstar. Tonight, along with Devin Abbott and Tony Emil open up the show. As we know, the genius and Tony has been going at it for over 3 months now. And now I am being told it's time to announce our 2 pre-show contests tonight. As ladies and gentlemen, due to the partnership with Elevated Pro Wrestling, GGW has signed a dual contract tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, taking on 1/3 of the GGW Trios champion, we will see the Golden Dragon make his GGW debut as Shinji Asuki takes on Derek Bryant. Along with that, we will see the GGW Television Championship on the line as Ian Cross defends in an open challenge. But ladies and gentlemen, we'll be right back after this quick Meatball Subjack Samosa.
Oh damn, I mistimed it. I was gonna fucking run down and stomp your ass from behind before the suit got off.
I have someone in the front row say. I have someone say in the front row say Derek Bryant was dead.
Give in where all is lost today.
I can't say that. I can't believe I said that with one
I am.
But
Blaze, that
ladies,
guy Austin Campbell's a flip jobber.
but ladies and gentlemen, up next, we will see Ian Cross defend the GGW Television Championship here tonight as he goes 1-on-1 with the man known as Chris Winos Jr.
Flip jobbers!
Go ahead and join this, Chris Winos Jr. Look back. Ladies and gentlemen, yo, welcome back. tornado match. He will face Chris Reynolds at GGW Killsock. Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest is scheduled for one fall with a 20-minute time limit. And it's for the GGW Television Championship. Entrance and folks, been coming to the ring by the Crimson Wolves. He is the Dire Wolf, Ian Cross. So, ladies and gentlemen, the TV champion, former GGW National Champion, former GGW Tag Team Champion, Ian Cross here tonight. Do you? Yeah, I'm hearing this real well. No, no wonder I won't politic as hard for him as I do for Jay. Easy wage bid. And introducing next his opponent, the challenger, Chris Reynolds Jr. Actually, and here is Chris Reynolds Jr. Get an opportunity to wrestle at Ragnarok. Let's not forget, it was last year when his father, here at this very pay-per-view, won the GGW King of Genesis Championship, in which he held for 1 week. But tonight, Chris Reynolds Jr., a man trying to make it on his own. Yes, his father did get him this contract, but now it's up to him from here on out. And imagine if he could win the television title. Yeah, Chris Reynolds did it. Not gonna lie, I'm surprised. Chris Reynolds hasn't beat his son's ass. He has a fucking face tattoo. Like, me personally, my son came back with an eyebrow tattoo. And ladies and gentlemen, as I remove my audio. might have fucked up, but I hope not. Let me know if the audio is still good on the stream real fast. Yes, yes. Ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Battle begin here tonight. We good? Okay. But ladies and gentlemen, ding, 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 Chris Winos and Ian Cross Winos Jr. taking on the man who tormented his father a few months ago. Big white. And a white there by Cross. And a chop, and another chop. Slap to the face. He has slapped him in the face. Just slapping him in the face. And look at that. Taunting Winos Jr. Oh, and a knee. And taking out Winos Jr. Humiliating Winos Jr. Now Cross taking Winos down to the ground. But look at this. Winos able to snap mail him off. Big pump kick out of nowhere. And a kick to the face. Now walking over the leg there of Ian Cross. Ian Cross now. Look at this. Now Winos getting hyped up here tonight. As he is perhaps only a few moments away from winning himself a TV title. Iowa Slip sends him in a coat and just like that, taking down Winos. Snap nail down by Cross and a kick to the back. A massive kick to the back, not just a one. Getting back to his feet, and another snap nail, and another kick to the back there by Cross. Cross makes the pin, not a one. Big white combination, beautiful big clothesline there by Winos Jr. And a headbutt. Being Border Patrol, not exactly. Well, more like Twiddle Trolls than races. And a kick to the face. No. I can't. Well, and two, and a simple kick. 1, 2, and a kick out. Sending him into the corner, and now look at this, trying to winch at the arm of Winos. And a big crossbody into the corner, coming back around, another crossbody. Here comes Ian Cross now. Send him into the corner. Big crossbody, another enziguri, and now off the ropes. Here comes Cross. Big clothesline, off the ropes again, and a second clothesline. Off the ropes. Big knee by Winos Jr. Chris Winos Jr. with a knee. Oh, look at this. A scorpion kick. Scorpion kick. And now 1, 2, and a kick out. Oh, look at this. Takahawa now on the apron. Winos. Wait a second. Walk by Cross. 1, 2, and a kick out. Kick out by Winos. Now Cross sending him into the corner. Clothesline coming back around. Another clothesline. Rolls him through. Off the ropes. Drop kick. Springboard moonsault, no, moves out the way. Wait a second, Saito suplex. And now, after Saito, trying to walk in. Camel clutch walked in. Trying to escape now. Get the mid on it. Punch to the midsection. Trying to go in to an abdominal stretch. After that big punch to the liver, and now you're stretching out. Look at that. Rubbing the knuckle. The knuckle right into the liver. Head scissors takeover by Reynolds Jr. Sends him off the ropes. Head scissors. Beautiful DDT down. And look at this. Cross to the outside. Oh, wait a second. He could be looking to dive. Here comes Reynolds. Off the ropes. And look at that. Distract. And a knee by Cross. A knee by Cross out of nowhere. Tossing Chris out the ring. And now look at this. Distracted the referee now. And look at this. Daniel Perry and Takahara beating up on Chris Reynolds. And look at this. And Cross now taking advantage of the spoils. Sending Reynolds into the corner. Here comes Cross off the top. Springboard crossbody. That could be it. 1, 2, kick out. Reverse this. And now looking for the clothesline. Reynolds might be done. Ducks under. Off the ropes. Knee. Beautiful knee triple. Springboard. Moonsault. Cross moves out the way. Cross now took the rope. Moonsault. Off the ropes. Oh my goodness, he just kicks him out the air. Springboard. Ducks under. Rolls through. Oh my god, dead calm by Reynolds Jr. to win the TV title. Distract the ref. Hooks the leg. 1, 2, kick out by Cross. Sending Cross into the corner. And look at this, pulling out the leader, saving it. Wait a second. Chris Reynolds Jr. taking out the Crimson Wolves with a big dive. Pulling him out, and then Reynolds Jr. running a fly. Strikes on Willian, no good, off the ropes, tilt the rope. Coming back now, off the ropes, Enziguri, massive Enziguri by Cross. Cross now, could be looking to fly. Off the ropes, back around, Wolfgang fist, hooks the leg. 1, 2, kick out by Reynolds Jr. A massive kick out. Reynolds Jr. still in it, ladies and gentlemen. 5 minutes remain here. Big elbow taking Reynolds out the ring. And look at this. Cross again. Again now. Get in the face of the referee. And look at that, Cross just took out the referee. The referee's down. And the Crimson Wolves with an Enziguri and a... Get him back in. And look... Sending Reynolds Jr. back into the ring, and it's over. If he doesn't reverse, it's over. Here comes Cross with Frank Fist, and now 1, 2, 3, and the Crimson Wolves retain. The TV championship. Oi, camera, camera. I hold those trios titles. Just because they beat us once doesn't mean we won't stop coming. Doesn't matter well. We're coming for those trios titles. Ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, Ian Cross, after retaining his TV title, has called out the trios champions, the Addicts. But ladies and gentlemen, coming up soon, we will see the official GGW RAGNAROK main card up next. What was that?